we're getting to that nice little fun area in life where, the kids that were buying tons and tons of these Pokemon Red, Yellow, and Blue, all the original Pokemon games for the Game Boy, are starting to enter adulthood. And, they have their smartphones or tablets or, whatever Android or Apple operating system device. Well, Nintendo decided, you know what? Let's make a real-time Pokemon game. So basically, we get them back outside, something that Michelle Obama and Barack Obama and Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network couldn't manage to get done in the last, 8 years. Nintendo's like 24 hours, boom. Look at that. We got tons of people outside. The idea of the whole thing is basically they use the mapping from, I think, maybe Google Maps and lay out, different, like, Pokemon certain areas that you can encounter and catch. And then there's gyms as well that you can place a Pokemon into after joining a team. But you can't really join a team or do anything like that until later on. I think it's like level 5 when you can actually interact with gyms. But basically the idea is to get you outside, get you walking around, to catch different Pokemon, interact with different things. I have managed to get a hold of it on one of my little fun Android operating systems and tinkered with it quite a bit. I've managed to catch Pokemon while using the restroom, chasing down a dog, and, just drinking my coffee in the kitchen going, oh shit, hey, that's an Eevee, I'll take it. They also have already come out with the idea, it's supposed to be released late July, of a wristband that would vibrate and let you know when a Pokemon's in the area. You can actually click a button on it when it vibrates, and it will automatically catch the Pokemon for you. That's to be sold separately, of course. It's pretty much a free-to-play game, but, there's the in-app purchases, which they would use to fund the servers and make sure everything was going well. Since the game's release here in the U.S. on the 6th, there has been kind of a server issue, at least for me. I don't know about everybody else. I have a few other people that play it right now that are saying that they had an issue with the server today, which is to be expected from a beta that just happened to drop, not even a week old. So I'm not expecting perfection out of it. I think it's an awesome idea. I think taking the Pokemon world and integrating it with our world and getting people outside and, getting them to run around and look for these Pokemon, these gyms and the shops and everything is a good idea. I mean, it's honestly, in my opinion, I feel it's a beautiful step in mobile gaming history right now to look at this and see what it's doing with the real-time, real-world interaction. I feel like this is one of those things that's going to set the bar high, and a lot of companies are going to start following the blueprint that they've put in place here.
I agree with you totally, and I think this is a really rad idea to get kids and people out and on the go, and it's a really cool interface of bringing the gaming world to the real world, and it's also bringing people together to trade and do gyms, like you said. Sadly, my phone is not upgraded enough to play this, which blows. But this is like really awesome to me. It's one step closer to what we always dreamed about as kids and being a Pokemon, trainer and gotta catch them all. And I really love this idea, man.
Well, I think one of the funniest things that I've noticed is I think one of the biggest things they kind of wanted to do was like help get kids outside. But who else has noticed that it's just people that are our age that have just been outside running around? Because actually, one of my friends that I used to work with is already a gym leader. Yeah, he's already a gym leader. Yeah, I know. It's like he's a gym leader. He walked like 12 miles one day just catching Pokemon all around Plainfield.
Dedicated.
Yeah. I mean, there's people all around. But here's my problem is that I've seen people just standing in the road. That's going to get really dangerous very quickly. Because there's people like, I was at McDonald's earlier, and there was, like, 3 guys walking around. I knew exactly what they were doing, and one of them was just standing right beside some cars, just looking at his phone. And all it takes is one person driving, not paying attention, and he's gonna get hit.
Yeah, and
I can see where this is fun, and it's great to play, and it's great to get people out there, but it's gonna get really dangerous really quickly.
Definitely PSA, be careful. Watch what you're doing as you play and have.
Oh yeah, and if you look, it's a joke, but at the same time, it should be kind of taken seriously too. If you stop and think about it, it's arrive at live, don't Pokemon Go and drive. But there's that. I actually have a screenshot from one of my friends on Facebook. He was doing 90, and he says, "Oh, the jogger achievements for doing 10 miles is so easy when you're doing 90." So there's that too, and I mean, the idea of getting people out and exercising, that's all fun and great and everything, but I think what they need to do is go through the program and actually take a second to look at Google Maps or Apple Maps or whatever they're using as the GPS mapping system, and figure out what buildings are appropriate, where to place these things are appropriate. Like, if you want to put that shit like at a house or something, that's kind of risque, but also make it to where, because you have a circle around your character that indicates how close you got to get to like that certain Pokemon. Once they get into that circle, you can click on them and try to go after them. Well, make it to where if you get that whatever, that Poke Center or whatever you're trying to get inside that circle, you can automatically pull it up, because there was people trying to go to police stations and catch Pokemon, which I've already seen issues there. And and it's going to get real awkward when they're like, "Oh my God, there's a Mewtwo in the funeral home over there," and then you go busting in, you're like, I got it, and then somebody's like,
"Oh yeah, because
this is my grandpa's funeral."
Here's the thing: is that I was driving by work, and there's Pokemon inside my job, but here's the issue: you can't have phones in there.
No,
that sucks. Well, see, I heard the weird trend is that they're having Pokemon, like a lot of Pokemon are being found in people's bathrooms and at churches. Like, there's like a weird trend of where that a lot of them are there.
I think a lot of that's just screenshotting. Like, it's just, I think some of that's just like screenshotting and Photoshop.
Well, maybe not so much. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Maybe not so much Photoshop, but basically what it is once you, because it has a basic, like, you got little blue blocks that represent buildings, and then green grass for grassy areas, and blue solid lines for streets on the basic model with your character standing right there. But then when you engage the Pokemon, you can choose to have your back camera on, or you can choose not to have your back camera on. Mine, oddly enough, when I turn my back camera on, the Pokemon disappears, so I can't do fun little pictures like when I caught the muck. I was actually in the middle of taking a dump and caught a muck. I would have put it like in my bathtub, or turned around, put it in the toilet, something funny and cute like that.
Yeah.
But I think that's a lot of what it is. They're engaging these Pokemon, and they turn on that back camera, and they wiggle around until they can get a funny picture, screenshot it, because you can take a screenshot right there from the game itself.
Yeah.
And then share it later. So, but I think a lot of that's what it is. But there could be photoshopping, just like with anything that's popular, it's bound to have repeaters or people trying to make a bootleg version of it. It's not surprising. I know those aren't real Jennifer Aniston nudes, because that skin on the head does not match the body tone. That's just me.
Right.
I mean, I didn't look it up. A friend told me about it. Yeah, Remo.
Yeah, okay.
Well,
shout out to John.
I believe that when my shit turned. Yeah, he's telling me about this. I had no.
I think that was just really my main concern about it, is like, what if some kids start doing it and like just end up
hurt,
like accidentally hurt. Yeah, because they're not paying attention and they get hit by a car. Like, I don't want to see it happen. I don't.
Yeah, I hear you.
And They even put a warning right there to be careful, be aware of your surroundings too as you're loading in. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt again, but just want to throw that out there for people.
Well,
listening.
I mean, because that's obviously for legal reasons. It kind of helps them be like, you can't sue us if you get hit because we put the warning out there.
They definitely need to rework the mapping system so none of them are like in the middle of streets or fucking highways. But also, people need to not be dumbasses and be like, oh, I'm going to walk out in the middle of the interstate or in the middle of a busy road and just stand there trying to catch a Pokemon. Like, have some fucking common sense, people.
Yeah.
But also, they do need to update the mapping system. But it is in beta, so.
Yeah, and, you know, that's one thing I feel like we're gonna see here in a little bit is an update to where shit's at.
Yeah, it does look like there's it does look like it's running off of Google Maps because you have to use Google to get into it. So I'm pretty sure it is using Google Maps.
Yeah.
So I think that's how that worked.
I'm just waiting patiently for somebody to finally post that picture of them catching Mewtwo. Right now, all I'm catching is a bunch of
because they did catch one in Paris, didn't they?
Yes.
Someone in Paris caught a Mewtwo. Where was it? Do you know?
I think it was. I've heard reports that it was by the Louvre. Then I heard that it was like 4 blocks away from the Eiffel Tower. I don't know, but if I have to go to a national landmark or one of the wonders of the world to catch a legendary or a rare or something like that, I'm like, oh, look, man, I ain't got the money to be funding my Pokemon Go addiction like that.
I know. If we have to do that, man, I wish this would have came out like a week ago. I would have been catching legendaries left and right up in Washington D.C. Jesus.
You went at the wrong time.
It was like dittos and things. People just copied.
Right. Nothing but meows and shit. It's like, God damn it.
What I'm trying to think of a catchy, shiesty Pokemon, but I can't right now. I just can't.
Not out of the first 150.
You'll see Team Rocket there.
Psyduck.
Oh, I have one of those.
Really?
I was sitting here watching Akira again last night, and I turned on the game real quick, and I was like, yeah, let's see if I get lucky. And it's like, boom, Psyduck, and I was like, oh shit, what do I do? I catch it, but
yeah.
I'm trying to watch Akira right now, though.
Yeah. It's like, I honestly want to go over to see if by my lake if I can get a Magikarp. Just to see if I can get it to evolve into a Gyarados.
You need like 500 freaking candies. I've already evolved 2 Pokemon, but yeah, you need like 500 freaking Magikarp candies because I caught one and I was like, oh, I'm going to give me a Gyarados. And I looked and I went, nope, no, the fuck I ain't.
Yeah.
It's too pricey for my blood. Can you trade in the game?
See, and they said that there are things like that to come with possible trading and stuff. Like, I know right now with how the gyms and stuff work, you can leave one of your Pokemon there, or you can choose a Pokemon to challenge the gym itself. But right now, they've said that trading is one of those questionable things because yes, they want you to feel like you're playing the original games again, just in our world now. But at that same time, they don't want it to be where, oh, well, back in the day, you can only get this Pokemon by trading. They don't want that to be a thing again. They want everybody to be able to acquire all the Pokemon that are out there right now.
Yeah, and I hear that. Just make sure there is a trading system. So, like you said, for people who don't want to be like, fuck, I gotta buy 500 rare candies. No, I'll just trade you this more rare Pokemon that I've caught double for your Gyarados, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, a trading system probably is in the works, coming down the pipeline. There's also probably going to be a friending system, so you get so close to your buddy and you guys want to duke it out. But like you said, right now it's in beta. It's a fun, neat little idea. I think it's going to be a movement in mobile gaming, and we're probably gonna start trying to see more serious. Not hardcore blood and guts serious, but more serious developers looking into the mobile market due to games like this.
Yeah, and not just those cheap free-to-play games, but actual games with good gameplay that works on a phone. Not, we're going to take a game that works on a console and try to rework it onto a system that is just not made for it. This is where they're taking an idea from a console-type platform, but completely reworking it and making it into a grander, idea and scheme and making it fit on a mobile platform, which actually exuberance, what's the word I'm looking for? It brings to life this game in a way that you can only do on that platform.
My whole thing is that I'm not sure how far these app people can really go, because I mean, granted, we can memory as we want on these phones, but let's just be real, they're phones.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to use them to make your calls, to text people, and everything else. I'm not saying this game's not great. I've played it, or I've caught a Pokemon. Obviously, it's only the first one because I have yet to go outside and walk yet. So, but I just don't know that any other game developers or people that make apps are going to go this route, just because it could probably just be more problems for them than, because I think, how long was it that we saw, because this was in development for a while.
Yeah, at least for a few years.
I think it was, it's been in development for about 2 years. Got released to the Asian market, I think.
Yes, Japan got it.
6 months ago, maybe?
Yeah, they did the major testing there. And now this is the world testing beta.
And, Monkey Paws, I understand where you're coming from, because I actually talked to a buddy of mine. I've only been doing it on Wi-Fi, so I'm restricted to the limitations of how far I can walk around and get Pokemon due to the fact that I'm Wi-Fi. But I was talking to a buddy of mine who was actually doing it on data, and he said he had it on for 10 minutes, caught maybe 4 Pokemon, and has already almost burned up a meg of data. Not to be confused with a gig, but a meg, which, 10 minutes, a meg, it's not great, but at the same end, it's not terrible. But I can see where...
But if you're addicted to this game, it can be bad.
Yeah. You spend an hour or two and shit, and then you're going, oh, well, damn, I'm out of data, and I've only had my data for, what is it, the fucking 8th?
And then you have, there are also others that, like when I started playing it started burning the battery of my phone out so bad.
Oh, yeah.
That it was just like, well, I'm pretty sure just even playing this like half hour, even an hour, my phone's going to be dead. And there are people that are saying, well, I'm in a whole different neighborhood. It's like, I can't even remember how I got here. It's like, that's not good.
Yeah, but it's
like, if your phone dies and you're somewhere you don't know, that's just not good.
Well, this is the thing that I don't understand. It's like, how, maybe it is a situation where this is one of those games that you can get completely immersed in, but it's a cell phone. Like, how are you not, like, I haven't played it. I've downloaded it, but I didn't set it up because I'm not at my house. But, like, is this really one of those games that you really do lose track of what's around your phone? Like, do you really just zone into the screen itself and nothing else?
Well, think about Pokemon in general. Pokemon has that. It's a simple premise, catching these animal-type monster-based things, but it can become really addictive trying to catch special kinds of Pokemon, and then you're putting them in real life, and the phone's in front of your face, and we're already addicted to phones in this culture now, so...
Yeah. That's... Yeah. Anyway, sorry, go ahead, Justin.
Just real quick, quick comparison. I just want to go back to the data thing real quick. 45 minutes of YouTube is like 200 meg, I think. Just a quick heads up, if you watch a video on YouTube for 45 minutes with the constant buffering and trying to keep it nice and smooth for you. But also to progress on to what we were speaking, the people that are getting lost though in lining up in other neighborhoods, yeah, I get it. You're on the hunt. You're next Ash Ketchum, Gary Oak, whatever. Because I'm old and I watch Pokemon. Fuck you guys. I was only 5 at that time.
Hey, I watched it too. I watched it too because it's still on Netflix.
All right, see, hashtag more reason to watch. Anyway, but
hashtag Misty grown up. Ooh.
But I look at those things and it's like, how. I get how you can get drawn into a game. Trust me, I know, because I sat here and I've played Civilization from start of a game to end of a game. And if you ever played Civilization, it's computerized Risk, so it takes hours of production, to do things. But at that same time, stop, look around every 5 minutes or so. Or here's a crazy thought: there's run trackers that are also out there, that track your run, let you know how many miles you do, how long it took you to do it. Pull that app up, have that app open. Then you go hog wild in Pokemon Go. And if you're worried that your battery's gonna die, because it does suck a battery. Oh yeah, yeah. I had it on for 2 hours and went from 100%. I think I was at like fucking 38, 40 for 2 hours of fucking gameplay. So if that's a thing, take one of they have the portable chargers now. I'm not saying don't go out, don't have fun, don't get the game, don't do none of that.
I mean, that's not what I'm saying either. It's just I don't see other people doing this.
And it's aggravating because it's like, look, man, it can be so fun and stuff, and if you're worried about this or that happening, take proper precautions. Be prepared. Boy Scout that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And cell phone companies make a better fucking battery for once.
Then that's like them allowing a car to run on water, but that's not my business. We're not going to do our conspiracy episode this episode, are we?
Get the tinfoil hats out, boys and girls.
You're joking.
I do have.
Go ahead.
Oh, I did just have one more question. So since this is in the beta version, like, I don't know how susceptible to like cyber attack that it is, but do you guys feel that this is going to be like an outlet, because so many people are playing it, where people are going to start hacking into people's mobile devices and like, taking their information? Like, I guess I don't mean so much like stealing their credit card numbers or whatever, but do you feel that, I don't know how much of like the coding that you guys like read up on, but do you feel that this is going to be like a gateway to manipulating the coding to like lure people into dangerous situations, since they're not paying attention to where they are?
It could be potentially used for that, but hopefully the people creating this are smart enough to put in good coding and good security to the point where it's not that accessible to do.
I think Nintendo's looked into the security in the web through both Google and their own servers to try to help prevent any of that, because that could be a very real thing, and hopefully it never is.
And Nintendo's very good with, like, even now, like, people are trying to make emulators for the Wii and the Wii U, and they're not having much success. And even the N64, they finally got emulators out there, but they suck. Like, they're very good when it comes to making sure piracy is not a thing with their games and so forth. So I can see them taking extra security and protocol with this. They're very good with, making sure people can't just hack in or take over their shit. So
I was about to. I didn't want to be that guy, but I've never heard Nintendo being hacked. Cough Sony. Cough cough Microsoft. Cough Xbox Live.
Exactly.
Cough, cough. Sorry, I have a cold. Cough.
Cough. No, you don't cough.
Get the game. Enjoy the game. Be safe. Be fucking intelligent when you're doing it. And if you catch a fucking Snorlax at a McDonald's, I want game screenshots. Later.